What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video here on the YouTube channel. Today we're predicting the F1 2023 season. I must address this is Wednesday before the Sunday that F1 starts. I did have a video recorded before testing to make my predictions look even stupider. Unfortunately, the file corrupted on that, which I'm still kind of pissed about, not gonna lie. I only found out about it yesterday. I had it scheduled to go up today, and I'm here re-recording this, so yeah, I'm kind of pissed off at the moment. But today, we're gonna go through 20 through 1, and then after my 20 through 1 driver predictions are finished, you'll have a rough idea of my constructor standings sort of thing, and I will also share some predictions I have for the season, like who's going to be the surprise driver of the season, who's going to have a disappointing year, etc., etc., rookie of the year, all that fun stuff. So without further delay, let's get straight into it. So we're going to start off P20 through P16 here. Good old tier maker is going to help us out with this, but let's just be real. In my opinion, back of the grid is going to be the Williams drivers of Logan Sargent and Alex Albon. Why do I think Williams are going to be last? I mean, you saw what they were last season. I just don't think they're going to have the best car this year. I do think Albon will get up there and get points, but I just don't think their car is going to be as great as some of the other cars on the grid, which is going to put Williams back a bit. Other than that, I think Albon will challenge the next two guys I have up here. Nick DeVries finishing 18th and Yuki Tsunoda in 17th. I just feel that AlphaTauri, they're a step above Williams in my opinion, but they're not ahead of teams like Alfa Romeo, Haas, McLaren, Alpine, Aston Martin, etc., etc. So, yeah, AlphaTauri are going to finish 9th in constructors in my opinion, with Williams finishing 10th. Yeah, I can see Tsunoda and DeVries honestly being the closest two teammates of the year in my opinion. I think Nick DeVries has a lot of talent. It's a shame we haven't seen him in F1 sooner. And Yuki Tsunoda, he's used to that AlphaTauri now. He knows the team, he knows the people. So I think Nick DeVries and Yuki Tsunoda are on for a really good battle this season. And in P16, I have Nico Hülkenberg. Solid driver. Was what a team like Haas needs. Someone to just build them up, give them consistent points, consistent runs, just consistency. That's what a team like Haas needs. And I don't expect them to finish on the podium anytime soon. Sorry, Nico. But yeah, I think Nico Hülkenberg will help Haas get some good results over the year. I don't think Haas will be amazing because I just don't think they have an amazing car. But yeah, I have Nico Hülkenberg in 16th position. Alright, P15 through P10. Starting off P15, I'm going to take Zhou Guanyu. I think Guanyu Zhou, he impressed me last year in that Alfa Romeo. I didn't expect him to be as good as he was. I did expect him to be better than like Latifi, for example, but he did a good job for what he was given. And I mean, especially in the early part of the year, he got points in Bahrain, didn't he? And after, I mean, Alfa Romeo just kind of fell off a cliff at the start of the season to a point where Valtteri was struggling to get points at the end of the season. So yeah, Alfa Romeo really fell off a cliff, and I kind of expect them to keep that same range, probably around 7th or 8th in constructors. But Zhou Guanyu is probably going to be my fate. If I had to put a bet on for someone to finish 15th, I think Zhou Guanyu finishing 15th would be my bet. In P14 is where I have Kevin Magnussen. I do think Kevin and Nico are on for some good battles this year. It's going to be fun seeing them in the same team, especially after what's happened with them two over the years. But you know, I like Kevin. I think he's a fast driver. I'm glad Haas got him back. He's a talent that shouldn't be out of F1. You could see that even when he was at McLaren. He got a second place in his first career race, didn't he? Like, that's impressive stuff. So yeah, no, I like Kevin Magnussen. I think he's on for a half-decent season. I just don't think Haas are going to have an amazing package to essentially. P13 is where I have Sir Lance Stroll. Now, Lance Stroll and Aston Martin, they look good. Well, Aston Martin look good. It looks like they have a good package underneath them, but you also got to remember, Fernando Alonso was driving the car in testing. He's known for dragging cars where they should be, pretty much. I mean, I want to root for Lance Stroll because he's Canadian. I mean, he's shown he's got some talent at points, but, like, there's just so many stupid mistakes out of Lance. Like, I like the guy, but it's like, sometimes it's just, you just gotta think to yourself, like, what is this guy doing? Like think about, what was it? Coda last year when he just kind of cut off Alonso for no reason. Like, I don't really know what was going through his head there, but that's what Lance did, unfortunately. So here we are. Sir Lance Stroll to finish P13. P12 is where I have Valtteri Bottas. Valtteri, I think he's going to be the better of the two Alpha drivers this year. I mean, that's a pretty safe bet, to be honest, but I like Valtteri. I mean, I definitely think he needed a new change of scenery after Mercedes, and especially getting ridiculed for all those years of not challenging Lewis, not getting close enough to Lewis. So I think it's best for Valtteri's sake that he's out of Mercedes and he's just ready to go out and do his own thing now with Alfa Romeo. He's really developing the team into his own. So yeah, no, I think Valtteri is on to get the most out of that Alpha package. I think Alfa Romeo and Valtteri will finish P10 in the championship this year. And P11 is where I have rookie Oscar Piastri. I like Oscar. I do think Oscar's going to be a phenomenal talent to have an F1 for years to come. How he came into the sport, whole other story. But I do like Oscar Piastri. I do think he's got the talent of a potential champion someday, and I'd like to see where he goes from here, really, because, I mean, McLaren don't have the car that they should this year, and, yeah, no, I'm interested to see how McLaren build upon what they have, especially with a rookie driver at the helm, so that's why I'm putting Oscar Piastri in P10, or P11. In P10, I have gone with Lando Norris. Trust me, if it were up to me, Lando Norris would be 7th. But in my opinion, Lando just doesn't have a strong enough car to compete with Alpine, Alonso, and obviously the top 3 teams. McLaren, they have a good package. I just feel like it's not going to be good enough as, like I say, Alpine and Alonso, really. So for Lando, it's just going to be maximizing what he's got. If this really happens, is he going to start looking elsewhere? I think he should, because, I mean, he's been at McLaren since, 2019, and they haven't given him much, if you know what I mean, so I think this is a good chance for Lando. I hope he goes out and does well this season, but I can't put him any higher than 10th, considering how McLaren were in testing. Okay, P4 through P9. Starting with P9, I have gone with Pierre Gasly. Trust me, I am one of the biggest Pierre Gasly fans on the grid. I absolutely love Pierre. I was very tempted to put him ahead of Esteban Ocon this year. I really was. But I just feel like Esteban being there since 2020, he knows the team, he knows the car, and I feel like that's going to give him an advantage on Pierre, especially early in the season. I do think Pierre is the better driver, but, it's close between the two of them, because, I mean, which will lead me to my other prediction, Esteban Ocon, P8. I do think Esteban is probably going to be best of the rest for a while. Him and Alonso, ironically enough, are probably going to be fighting for that P7 spot, especially early in the season. In my opinion, they're probably going to come to blows at some point this year, because we all know their past. They both want to be the top dog at the French team when they're both French. So let's be real. Their egos are going to come into play at some point. And Yeah, no, I do think this is a great teammate dynamic, but can Otmar Szafenauer make it work? I hope so, because it is such a great dynamic. P7, Fernando Alonso. We know what this man can do with cars. I mean, if he truly enjoys driving and if he's good and he's happy, he can drag a 13th place car all the way up to 7th. It's amazing what Alonso can do. Just think about 2012 and what he did with that Ferrari, and even taking it to Vettel like he did was phenomenal in itself. Like, Fernando Alonso, he's still got it, no shadow of a doubt. This is the same Fernando Alonso. But in my opinion, Fernando, P7, he doesn't have what it takes. Him and Aston Martin don't have what it takes to challenge Mercedes, Red Bull, and Ferrari. But in my opinion, Fernando will end up with 7th in the championship. P6, I really hate to do this, but Checo Perez, P6. Now you're probably wondering, Skylar, Red Bull have the best car on the grid, and Checo's a great driver, all this stuff. I know that, but he pissed off Max, and the team don't like it when you piss off the golden boy. Max is everything, is Red Bull's, he's Red Bull's everything. He's Red Bull's #1. So in my opinion, I think he's going to get screwed over with a lot of strategies. I feel like if he's up there, he's just going to be told to play defense, and if he doesn't, he's going to pay the price. And I do think this is Checo's last year with Red Bull, in my opinion. I think they're going to buy him out of his contract. They're going to go with someone like Daniel Ricciardo, Yuki Tsunoda, even Lando Norris if he comes available. So that's the thing with F1 now. You really got to be on your game all the time. And my thing with Checo is some days he's on it, fantastic, but there's other days where he's just not on it. And especially where he's already pissed off Max this year or last year, I just don't have high hopes for Checo. I truly want to see Checo do the best here, but the highest I can put Checo is P6, to be honest. P5, I'm going with George Russell. George Russell definitely impressed me last year. I definitely think, especially at the beginning of the year when that Mercedes was nowhere near where they wanted it to be. It's still nowhere near where they want it to be because they want to win. But George Russell being able to pull out a win in Brazil, all those podiums at the beginning of the year, always taking the fight to the top guys, like, good on George Russell. I really think George is on for a great future in Formula One. He's definitely the future of that Mercedes team, and it's great he gets to learn off of Lewis like this. So yeah, I'm picking George P5. If he finishes higher, great. He might finish 6th too, who knows. You could honestly switch out any of these top 6 around. I think Leclerc and Verstappen are probably the only ones that you can like really hold down in a certain position, but I definitely think the rest of them could finish either way. It's pretty crazy. P4, I have gone with Carlos Sainz, the smooth operator. I think Fred Vasseur is definitely going to want to choose a #1 driver more than Mattia did. And let's be real here, it's Ferrari. They are going to pick Charles Leclerc, especially if Charles Leclerc does well in the beginning of the season. So I feel like they're going to want Charles P1 and Carlos P2 every race, personally. But I feel like Carlos, if he doesn't find every gravel trap at every circuit, he's going to have a very good and consistent season. But after last season, I'm just not sure on the consistency and how well he will do, sort of thing. But yeah, no, I like Carlos. I think he's on for a good 2023, and I wish him and Ferrari nothing but the best. Now, on to our final 3. Alright, final 3 in the championship. P3, in my opinion, goes to Sir Lewis Hamilton. Lewis, I definitely feel like with the non-experimental car this year, I definitely think Lewis is on for a much better season. And honestly, these 4 right here, I think is going to be really, really close throughout the whole season. But just in my opinion, Lewis's championship experience and how well he knows that Mercedes team is gonna pay dividends come the later rounds of the season, and I definitely feel like if anyone knows how to manage a car and do the best with what he's got, it's Lewis friggin' Hamilton, arguably the greatest driver of all time. But in my opinion, Lewis is finishing P3 just because he doesn't have a good enough car as these 2 right here. Now, my prediction for the 2023 Formula 1 Championship is, if I was picking with my heart, but I'm picking with my head. Head and gut feeling. How can you not pick against Max Verstappen right now, man? That man is absolutely... It's phenomenal the way he's driving, to be honest. I'm amazed with how good Verstappen has been over the last 2 seasons, especially. It's almost like 2020 flicked a switch in him. It's just like, okay, I can't let Mercedes win anymore. It's Red Bull's time. It's Max time now. So, yeah, no, you just can't doubt Max Verstappen after winning like every race last season. I can't not sit here and say that someone can go beat Max Verstappen this year. I mean, I definitely think we'll see improvements out of Ferrari and Mercedes, but I do feel like Charles is gonna come close. I really hope he gets it. I really do. But I just can't pick against Max Verstappen right now. Like, you've seen last year how inconsistent Ferrari were, and how many points Ferrari threw away at that, because they threw away a lot of points last year. But in my opinion, I think Charles comes second. I do think if there is any driver other than Verstappen and Hamilton that I want to build my team around, it would be Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc, as you guys know, is my favorite driver on the F1 grid. I am a die-hard Ferrari fan. Trust me, I would more than anything want to see Charles Leclerc win the title. If Max Verstappen goes out and wins Bahrain, I'll be happy, because usually who wins the first race of the season does not go on to win the championship. And hopefully it'll be this boy right here. But yeah, in my opinion, this is going to be how the driver standings end up. Verstappen, Leclerc, Hamilton, Sainz, Russell, Perez, Alonso, Ocon, Gasly, Norris, Piastri, Bottas, Stroll, Magnussen, Zhou, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda, De Vries, Albon, and Sargent. Now for my constructor standings, you could probably get a tell where I'm going with this from my, driver standings, but no one's going in go away, but I didn't rename these tiers, by the way, but Williams are coming last. AlphaTauri are going to finish 9th. Haas 8th. Alfa Romeo 7th. Aston Martin 6th. Actually, no. McLaren 6th. Aston Martin 5th, because I do think Aston Martin will score some pretty good points with Alonso this year. Alpine 4th. I think Mercedes gonna come 5th, or 3rd rather. But this is where my interesting pick comes in. Ferrari to win Constructors and Red Bull to finish 2nd. Yeah, I'm saying Ferrari of all teams are gonna win the Constructors Championship. Now, the reason why I'm predicting this is because I just think Red Bull's gonna throw all of their eggs into Max Verstappen and kind of just leave Checo in the dust. But I do think Ferrari, with Sainz finishing 4th and Leclerc coming a close 2nd to Max, I think Ferrari will have enough points to pull off that Constructors' Championship in 2023. And there you have it. Those are my predictions for the F1 2023 season. I cannot speak English today, my God. But anyways, guys, if you're excited for F1 2023, let me know in the comments down below. We're only a few days away from Bahrain now, and I'm hyped, to say the least. I am very excited to see cars back on our racetrack. It's gonna be such a spectacle under the lights of Bahrain. I'm really looking forward to it. I want to thank you all for watching once again. Make sure to follow all my social medias in the link down below. And yeah, thank you for watching again, guys. I'll keep you updated as the season goes on. I'll be doing a lot of F1 content on my TikTok this year. So if you want to see more F1 related content, make sure to follow me on the TikTok especially. But until next time, guys, take care. And as always, peace.